Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. Got a good one for you today. I always love the 4th of July holiday and everything that surrounds it. And this is going to be a great weekend because holiday falls on a Friday. People are taking Thursday off. They're taking the weekend off. And it's just great, you know. And let's take this time before I get into this. Let's thank Britain for giving us this extra day off, one day a year. Appreciate that. Okay. Anyways, while you were sidetracked with things like the big beautiful bill, something was done underneath our nose with central bank digital currency that you didn't even know about. And I'm going to be the one to explain it to you. So please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. But let's get right into it. You know, the goal right now is to have a central bank digital currency where everything is digitized. And I have proof of this, and I've got two great stories that prove what a problem this is going to be. And people sit there and write me and say, Dan, we already have digital currency. No, we do not. We do not have a digital currency. You can pay for things with cash, and you can, opt out and buy whatever you want. You have freedom of choice right now. And with that, you can go out and purchase anything you want right now. But that could soon change for all of us. Now, regional banks, and this is how this channel got started. I need to get a loan for my business, Dan, so we can survive COVID. Okay, that's how this channel was started 5 years ago. And I would get people grants, and I would teach them what a regional bank was. And a regional bank and nonprofit banks are smaller banks that give loans to the community. And if you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they want you to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it's great because you can sit there and meet with Ted, the manager, and he can give you an idea of, yeah, you want to have this farm, or yeah, you want to buy machinery that's going to improve, the way that you process things. That's what they were for. The problem with it is the system for regional banks is so antiquated right now that they cannot keep up with the current banking system that we have it right now. And something that we've talked about, the OCC, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, has said, we don't know if these banks are going to be able to have the computer system to be able to keep up digitally with the current banking situation. So with that, it's a real problem. So as you sit there and as we go forward with, advances in everything, technology, and just being updated with software. Imagine that you have thousands of these banks, okay? And a lot of them may have 2 branches, 1, whatever, but there are, what they said, and read the article below from payments, there are thousands of these banks that are not going to be able to comply and be up to date and be able to process things on a regular basis. Okay, well, how do we fix that? Well, they'll probably have to merge. Now, think about this. You don't want to have a world with 3 banks. You don't want Wells Fargo, Citi, and Chase, and B of A, or 4 for that matter. Let's just leave it at that. You don't want a world like that. You want to be able to go and deal with the bank that you want to deal with and have the relationship that you want to have. So, with that being said, you're seeing all these changes to this. Now, come forward to Circle Internet Group. Never heard of them. Well, they want to run the central bank digital currency. And what happened on June 5th? They went public on June 5th and have a value of $5 billion now. Okay? Well, that's pretty nice. I'm sorry. They went public on June 5th and have a value of $18 billion. 18. Sorry, I get my stats confused because I'm an old man. So, $18 billion worth. But they have technology, and they want it known that they want to run the central bank digital currency. And when you have this stable coin, which is the version of the dollar, they want to run that. And we don't want the regional banks to worry about this because we can handle this. Well, wait a second. Why are you guys talking about that? Who brought that up? Why are you the place that does this? Think about it. A brand new fintech company just gets started. We don't know who's supporting these people. We don't know who's behind them. We know nothing. Okay? So there's that. Read the 2 stories below and put this together for yourself. Somebody once told me what kind of geese they were because of my short memory. I forgot the name of these type of Canadian geese or whatever they are. Anyways, With that being said, the thing about the central bank digital currency is I want you to think about this. Let's just use California in the last 6 months. We've had wildfires, we've had storms, we've had all these different things that have affected people. Well, think about this. Let's say that you had a central bank digital currency. It could be controlled as simply as regionally, to where, Dan, we don't want you to spend money in this area, so you can't travel to that area. And they could shut it off. Dan, you sure do a lot of news stories down in Laguna Beach, and you drive down there a lot. We don't want you to do that anymore. We don't want you to talk about this stuff down there, so we're going to limit your driving. Well, what do you mean? It's only 15 miles away. No. It's too far. These things of these digital cities and how, the 15-minute cities and things like that you've heard about, that is real, guys. They don't want you traveling anywhere. And I'm telling you, it goes to something. I saw the greatest story about this 2 years ago, talking about farming and how, wait a second, we don't want you to buy any more cows. You're buying too many cows, John. Can't do that. Why are you planting those seeds? We don't want you to plant that product. Okay? Block him. We don't want you to do internet gambling. And one thing that happened, again, about a year and a half ago, banks started to change their TOS, terms of service. And I got wild things sent to me where people were talking about how the banks didn't want internet gambling. Banks didn't want you to do, pay for child support or alimony with your credit cards. Okay, well, what business is that is yours, okay? I don't have, $2,800 to pay my child support today. I need to put it on my Visa card. No, sorry. That's tied to our bank, and we don't want you to do that. See what I'm saying? You guys can sit there and get it. Now, it goes down to religion. It goes down to what you do for recreational fun and for your security. We don't want you to do that. We're going to block that. Okay. You see what I'm saying? And again, Circle Internet Group. Who the hell are they? Okay? Well, they want to run the stable coin. Who said? I mean, again, they just went public on June 5th. They're worth $18 billion. I'm correcting myself again. You understand? These little bikes I hear that go around the lake, those are fun for 15 minutes. You rent them by the hour. Okay? Keep pedaling, baby. Keep pedaling. Anyways, do you see what I'm saying, guys? It's a real problem. But everybody's been distracted with trials, with guilty pleas, with a guy getting off on something very heinous that he did, and he's only going to do probably a few months in jail. Unbelievable. Okay? Think about this. Yesterday, I took my friend to lunch. His wife's going through cancer treatment. Hey, you need a break, buddy? Let me take you to lunch. Let's go to Laguna Beach and let's go get lunch. Okay? So we drove about 15 minutes there, had a good lunch, and then came back. Imagine a world where you eat too much Chinese food, Dan. Pass. You got to go vegan, Dan. Look at your blood work. Okay? And you can sit there and think that that's crazy, but things like this are happening. Now, there's a lot more to cover. But, think about this as we talk about this. I just don't believe anybody, okay, guys? And I'm getting to the point that I'm really sick of everyone, okay, on both sides. Tesla, their deliveries are off 14% for the year, guys. Okay, in the latest quarter, that is. That's just awful. Second quarter, down 14%, okay? And it's the second straight annual sales term where they're going to be off, is what Elon Musk is talking about. Now, do you care if Elon Musk is going to go open up a third-party political party? Right now, I don't care. Right now, I really don't. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. This channel was built on the small business owner. That's our political party. And I'm going to go back to that even more because I'm dissatisfied with everything right now and what's happening. You're seeing a tremendous amount of gold selling right now in New York City. There are people that buy gold in the gold district. There's 2 great articles below about how they don't have the cash on hand to keep up with the demand because gold has risen so much in value as people get more and more desperate. Let's sell your mom's jewelry. Let's ditch it. Let's go down there, okay? They're getting so much of that right now by people that are desperate that they can't keep up with it. which leads to a second article. How do you sell your gold jewelry? They went down and they have a program that you can do where you can go out and you can follow these guidelines to have the best chance of selling your gold. Isn't that wild? That blew me away. Jaguar. Remember Jaguar did their woke little pageant of the Masters, and they went out and had all the little characters dressed up that were weird, okay, to say the least. Remember that ad campaign? And I just said, wow, this is starting to kill Jaguar, okay? And what happened? Over a 90% sales decrease, okay? Fired the ad agency, fired management. I mean, this is terrible. These guys, it's, again, you do this to yourself. No one is interested in this. No one is interested in a world like this, okay? And Jaguar did it to itself. They Bud Lit themselves times 10 right now. But again, do you care? Okay? Do you care? Jeff Bezos married the weather girl. Lauren Sanchez was this hot weather chick that was here in Southern California and has been married a few times, got kids, and Jeff Bezos appears to be in love. And I had one businessman who said, I've heard about the prenup, and I guess it's just super, super strong. Congratulations. Well, Jeff Bezos just sold 3 million shares of Amazon stock to have an extra, are you listening, $737 million in cash. 737. Unbelievable. I have a buddy who is starting a little business, and it's all AI driven. And in fairness to him, I won't talk about what it is, but it's a very cool idea. And while we were having lunch the other day, he was telling me about this. I think he's got something that's just very, very cool. But think about this with AI. The research that you can do can be done in minutes. You used to have to research, have a report done that could take you weeks to get done. And that's over with, guys. Absolutely over with. So now, Main Street media, top news sites are suffering more than ever. Now, think about it, guys. Guys like me kill news sites because I tried, let me bring you something unique today. Now we can sit there, the big beautiful bill passed yesterday. P. Diddy is upset that he's stuck in jail. We could do that nonsense, okay? But I try to get stuff that's different, that you don't get to see every day, okay? And that's what this thing called research is, okay? So anyways, the point is that news sites are starting to suffer more because a lot of search engines, these kids are doing this thing. Somebody's got to steer that thing. So now with AI and AI search tools, you can go out there and you can search things much faster than ever before, which is very cool. That screaming mongoose is a peacock over there. So, anyways, kind of funny. Again, fun for 10 minutes, okay? I'm tired. Okay? So, AI is killing a lot of things right now. It really is. So, again, this is Irvine Park. It's kind of a cool place to come hang out. Hi. So, one thing I want to end this with is you have to have apps. If you want to go to a baseball game right now and you're not going to go with Dan, you're going to, hey, I'm going to meet you there, and you want a ticket to meet me there, you have to have an app now to do that. They don't print tickets anymore. Here in California, they don't. But my buddy Mike sent me something that was disturbing yesterday, and this was out of Israel. Now, think about this. MedTech is where I came from. Medical devices, medical technology, okay? There is something really disturbing that Israel has some of the largest MedTech conferences in the world. I think one's called Biomed that they just had in May. They just determined that there are more apps from Israel spying on people. Isn't that wild? Now, he gave me a list and these companies that do this stuff, And it is wild because it tracks you and it sells your stuff, and you download that stupid little game and it does this. And it's funny, iAllegedly next week is going to be on the App Store, and it's to get our pay-per-view site, our private site, iAllegedly Live, which I'm super proud of, and I'm honored for that. And it took a very long time to get on that. But again, we don't track anybody. I'm not getting data. It's nothing like that. It's very, very cool just it's honored to be accepted to be on that thing, finally. So that comes after the holiday, okay, this weekend. So you'll hear me announce it more next week. But be careful of what you download, guys, because I'm telling you, we are living in a nanny state. We're living in a place where they want to watch your spending. They want to watch everything about you, okay? Everything. Make the most of your life, guys. Be happy. Be grateful. God bless America. And again, I am fed up with the current administration right now, just like most of you are. I want to see more, okay? And I just want everybody to get along, and I want no wars. It's that simple, okay? Reach out anytime, hello@iallegedly.com. But again, have you heard of Circle Internet Group? They're going to run the Circle, they're going to run the digital coin. Now, here's the other thing. Imagine, people have complained about the Donald Trump coin, Imagine a world where they sit there and they limit that, okay? Say, hey, no more digital coins. Those are already been issued. You can't issue anymore. How is that fair? Let's go have the Dan coin, you know what I mean? And what we're just going to do is spend the money on fun. You know what I mean? No. None of that anymore. You know what I mean? Things like that could happen. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, reach out anytime, hello@iallegedly. And onward and upward, guys. Make your own mark in life. Be happy, okay? You create your own happiness. Don't ever forget that. Don't let other people bother you. Be happy. I'll see you soon.